Hello, we are Sornia. It is a pleasure to have this opportunity to share some of our insights, some of our energy alerts, give you some feedback as to how things are evolving, what we anticipate will happen. Again, not everything that we anticipate that will happen, but we want to keep this light. We hope it stays light, but we want you to really remember that this time that you're in, you've just entered another very crucial time in Earth evolution, the raising of consciousness of the planet and all beings on the planet. It's definitely the beginning of a strong and powerful phase of your existence, and one that will weed out those who are not strong enough to handle the events and others who are not ready for the changes that will be occurring. So again, without judgment, it's very, very important that this time that you are all, whether you choose to or not, you will be entering this time of strong energies of opposition. And because of that, not everyone has the strength or the will to endure what they see, these individuals see, as being too difficult. Because you will see those that are of lesser character, so to speak, those that are individuals who have maybe not been true to themselves and the truth of who they are. These individuals will feel the repercussions of this coming time more drastically and strongly than those individuals living their truth or trying to understand the truth of who they really are. So we would really want to advise you to, once again, be your divine selves. Keep shining that divinity out through your actions, through your thoughts, through your deeds. Keep being that divine expression in this human form, because that will be what will guide you through this coming time. And that's why individuals like yourselves who feel that connection to source and feel your divinity so strongly will be able to weather the upcoming events with greater security. In fact, you understand that it's part of a larger plan to clear house, basically, clean things up. You've been doing that. That seems a pretty simplistic expression of what's going on, because it's more than cleaning house, what's going on your planet. There's some very strong energies being eradicated from your planet, and that's being done through that divine energy that you are all expressing so beautifully through you. But back to those individuals that may not feel the strength because they have somehow given up part of their integrity and have lived a lie, knowingly lived a lie. Many of you have lived lies unknowingly. You've been duped. You all know that. All beings on your planet have been duped. But that's different. Those who know that they are living a lie and continue to live the lie and make excuses, these will be the individuals that are going to suffer the most. And you all know people like that. You all know individuals like that. And this is where we ask that you continue to use your discernment, of course, but to find the best way of supporting these lost individuals through your unconditional love and acceptance. It'll be good practice for all of you, and it will be a strengthening for you and a lessening of the negativity on your planet. So, we can tell you, okay, buckle your seatbelts or get ready for another major traumatic event. You seem to be experiencing them quite often. There might be something major. We don't know. There's always that threat looming. We're not here to try to predict what could happen in regards to life-threatening situations, because we don't see anything as being life-threatening. Everything is experience, and your life on earth is just a flash. It's a brief moment. When you return to spirit and come to the afterlife, you see it. You are astounded at how brief it was. And yet when you are experiencing the earthly existence, you feel the time is very much longer. So nothing new there. You all know this, but remember that others don't understand that. Others are more deeply tied and entangled with the human experience. And there's nothing wrong really with the human experience. Nothing. There isn't anything that we want you to judge. We really are emphasizing also today that you remember that not to judge anything. And that means, watch your language, watch the words you use, pay attention to that. Judging things as being good or bad. Even when you judge something as good, you're giving a value to it. When you judge it as bad, it's a value to it. Try to look at everything as being experience. And you might say, well, why? Things are good or bad. That is very much a human construct. If it's good, that makes it a positive thing. If it's bad, it makes it a negative thing. And that is a human construct. It's kind of goes along with the idea of if you behave, you will get rewarded. If you don't behave, you don't get rewarded. Now, you know that that's not true in your world, because there are many who misbehave and still are rewarded with earthly riches, if you will. But what we're saying is the average person has that in their belief system. It's ingrained in you. And this is one of the many big deceptions that are part of that belief system that humans have assumed, have absorbed, have taken on through their experience in human form. Just down through the generations it comes, that you see things, you weigh them, you're constantly weighing them and comparing them as being, this is good, this is bad. I'm going to do what's good. I'm not going to do what's bad. Oh, I did something bad, therefore I should be ashamed of myself. I'm going to hide. All of these emotions that are really unnecessary when you can step back and go, nothing to judge here. It is all experience. Transcending that very state of being is part of what will be accompanying you in this phase that we just talked about, that you'll be seeing many, maybe in difficult situations. We'll get back to that in a moment. So you want to remember that this phase that's just started, we call them phases, the energies. You've opened up to next level of awakening is really the best way of putting it. So this next level of awakening is opening up the doorway to understanding the human condition from that perspective of those who ride the fence, or those individuals who have been living a lie and knowingly living a lie, and that being exposed. So some of you might go, good, it's about time these scoundrels had their day in court, so to speak. Don't look at it that way. Or you can. We're suggesting you try not to look at it that way and see it as experience. If you judge it, you're missing an opportunity to awaken in a way that you don't understand in human form. Again, this whole process that we have been guiding you through for many, many years now, is about awakening to the truth of who you really are and sharing that with others. And you share that with others by being that way. You are all our pioneers, our foot soldiers. You're the ones who have, gone into the jungle to pave new pathways into this experience that you call life on earth. So there's been so much that you have partaken in terms of revealing the truths behind and underneath and around and inside of various events and experiences. You have all been very aware of your divinity in this process and who you really are. And yes, you fall into the struggle of being in human form in those human experiences, but that is the very thing that you are transcending, is the limitation of the human form. You can still be in human form and not be limited. This is the whole point of the awakening. So some of you will make it to the very end and some of you won't. And it really is just a matter of being patient with this process. Non-judgment is the key of getting through this process with the most awakening and enlightening and insightful information as possible. When you're able to just step back and be the observers, as we have suggested many times, step back, be the observers, and wait to be shown the truth behind something, then you have that power and ability to use discernment in your everyday life. And this is what you teach others. So just as a side note that I said I would get back to this is because of what we feel is about to occur will be some very unsettling events in your world. And we're not 100% sure. So again, this is part of that process that we're telling you to just watch it as see it as an experience, right? But there will be others who will feel desperate. And this desperation may cause them to behave in less than, say, in disrespectful ways towards themselves. You might very well see individuals taking their lives because they have encountered the difficulties of the human condition, the things that gave them security, or they will be faced with their own criminal behavior in such a way they will see no other way. And because some of them have not gained the strength to face the consequences of their actions, they will choose to bow out of your earthly existence and their earthly existence as well. And it may be what we are seeing happening here, and we're not saying that for sure. Again, this is something that seems to be building, and we're offering this as just for you to be aware. If you start to notice that there are situations that are creating the environment for individuals to take their lives and leave this earthly existence prematurely, avoid the judgment. Again, see it all as experience. And some of these individuals will have a lot of burdens to take with them. They're not yours. This is the other thing that we want very much to stress with you, to not take on during this time the burdens of those that you love. Love and support your family, friends, those individuals that are in your circle. Love and support them, but do not take on their guilt. Do not take on their responsibilities. Do not take on their burdens. And you might say, well, I'm not. How do I do that? Well, you take it on by sharing with them in a way that you try to fix it and make it better for them. Or you feel a certain need to take over or redirect. Step back. Let things unfold. These individuals that will find themselves facing the truth of who they really are have a choice. They have a choice to take responsibility and be authentic, or many of them will choose another route, but just be the observers. And that will be hard if it's someone close to you. We don't mean to sound cold and uncaring. That's not what it is. It's that this is such a crucial time. Each new phase, let's say, that you enter, your vibration keeps raising, and so does the vibration of everyone. And these individuals are exposing themselves as their vibration raises, because it does through the work that all of you are doing. So these individuals, their vibration raises as well, and they begin to see how they've been living their lives from a place of deception intentionally. They see this. This will be the greatest number of individuals, because there are many of them who know that they could have done better and aren't taking responsibility. So this isn't to point fingers. It's definitely not to judge. It's to make you aware, because you want to be able to stand in that place of truth and support these people at a distance, but they have taken on, their actions have created the experiences that they have. So love them unconditionally, but do not take on their guilt, if you will. Okay? So I know we're not done. We're never really done with your work at any level. And it's not work. You don't see it. It's just your existence. But we want to tell you that, as always, there's such great pleasure in our interactions with you. We are learning so much about the human condition and how it is such an amazing experience to be in human form on earth, and more of that is being revealed, and you're showing that to us. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing how many of you are shining your light in many different ways. And so many of you are going through difficult experiences, yet knowing inside that there's a higher purpose to things. And you're allowing the experiences to happen so that we can gather and gain the information that we need in order to assist not just you, but all of humanity. And it's working. So just as a side note, some of you have taken on some pretty strong vibrations and frequencies of the human condition, and you know who you are. And it's manifesting in different forms for you. It can manifest in losses. It can manifest in financial difficulty. It can manifest as health concerns. In these various ways, it will manifest more strongly now, because we're getting to the core of understanding how the human form on earth is manipulated and controlled, and how it reacts to different circumstances. We're getting to the core. So many of you are going into some very deep and dark places in order to do some healing for what we call the collective. We're hoping that in time, through these different experiences, a strong, thick layer of what we would call fear of death be exposed to the light, so that you are all able to see that there is no death. Yes, there is the transition from the physical human form to a higher vibrational frequency form, but there is no death. But there's the fear of death, and this will be part of what is going to be shown to you in this coming phase. You'll see, and you will gather the information, and we'll be able to assist you in understanding. So reach out to us, and we will do our best to assist you in any way we can. Okay, so that's kind of it. We want to tell you how grateful we are always for your attention, for your devotion, dedication to the greater good. And we are all in this together, and we are making amazing strides, and things are evolving, and everything is good. Everything is good just the way it is. And you'll see that in time as well. Nothing to change. We love you very much. We are Sornia. Goodbye.